Hello, students at University in Santarém. My name is Jakob Moritz Eberl, and I'm a senior scientist in communication science, specializing in the relationship between media and democracy at the University of Vienna. My research explores how information shapes political attitudes, public trust, and democratic participation. So I've dealt a lot with the question about how misinformation influences people's attitudes, people's behavior as well, especially over the last 5 years. I've worked in projects, among others, the analysis project that was specifically tailored to teaching the tools of professional fact-checking verification and understanding the ways of how misinformation can shape people's beliefs. For one, it's also important, for example, to understand how information doesn't only influence us through facts or through the content of the information or the misinformation, for example, but also that disinformation as such uses specific strategies to influence us. It often works through emotionalization, framing, and the creation of compelling narratives. For example, take scapegoating, where blaming certain groups or broader problems is a powerful but dangerous strategy that media can amplify, that alternative media outlets or disinforming actors can amplify, especially in polarized media environments. Emotional language, repeated imagery, and selective framing, the selective use of specific imagery or of AI-generated imagery to support false narratives can reinforce stereotypes, heighten fear, or generate false impressions of a consensus or a threat. This is why media literacy, so to understand all these different mechanisms that are out there that are specifically targeted at us in so-called disinformation campaigns. This is why media literacy is not just a technical skill, but a civic and democratic one. We need citizens who can ask, where is this information coming from? Why is this information written in a specific way? Why do I feel a specific way when I read this type of information? Whose voices are heard and whose are not, and what emotions is this triggering in me? And so I believe that if I understand, like the way I'm studying people, how they react to news coverage and crises, it's most important that people, the way I'm trying to teach people, both in my role as a researcher, but also when I talk to the public, is that I'm trying to give people the ability to pause, to reflect, to verify before they share or believe things. But more specifically, it's exactly that. It's the media education, the information education is to really understand what the media that they're consuming is actually doing to them. Media literacy, information literacy, understanding these processes. So both as professionals as well as for citizens. It's a crucial step in building a society that values truth, pluralism, and democratic dialogue.